Is defensive line their biggest need in the draft? Is linebacker their biggest need in the draft? How do you sort of rank them? Let's rank them.
I have it 1A and 1B. I actually did a ranking recently. I have it 1A and 1B. 1A is defensive tackle and 1B is pass rush. That's how I have it. Who is your biggest need?
I mean, you could argue that it's 1A, 1B, and 1C. I mean, that weak side linebacker spot next to the Dre Greenlaw role. We saw what it did to the Niners. Like, they had a pretty middling defense all year. Dre Greenlaw comes back for one half, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the dominant defense we remember. And then he's gone, and it falls apart. So that one too. If they were to take a linebacker and trade back into the end of round one, take one of round two, I wouldn't be surprised.
Linebackers up there.
You could argue it's harder to find like a 3-down linebacker than it is to find starting D lineman. You can always rotate D lineman.
This team has so many needs; it's hard to rank them. But I actually had a corner after defensive tackle, defensive end, just because they got Ronaldo Green and Diamador Lenore. But after that, who is Darrell Luter good enough to come out and get minutes as the guys they picked up? Are they good enough? I feel like they need to get a corner. So I actually have defensive tackle and defensive end 1A and 1B, and I have corner as my second biggest need. But linebacker, I think I have like 4th or 5th.
So you feel pretty good about D Winters and Tatum Bethune?
I like what I saw. When I watched D Winters, it reminded me of when I watched Talanoa Hufanga his rookie year. Talanoa Hufanga's rookie year, he was flying everywhere, always around the ball, not quite getting in the right place.
That's a good call.
That's what D Winters look like to me, man.
Yeah.
And
he was definitely flying around. He was definitely in the frame. He was always there. Yep. Sometimes he overran plays or stuff like that, but maybe if they had given him Devondre Campbell snaps, he would have had more development. But yeah, that's a good call. And Tatum Bethune honestly looked good in preseason. Looked really good in preseason. And so did Curtis Robinson.
Curtis Robinson also. So I like all those young dudes. I think Winter's going to take a big step forward, especially with the help of Robert Saleh. Like you said, it's just a little over pursuing, but flying around the ball, super physically talented. I think D Winters are going to take a big step forward. So linebacker is not quite as big as a concern for me, but I do see it as something that they might go for. But I'm more worried about like who's that third corner this coming season.
Yeah, people forget that D Winters ran a legit 4.4 at like 230 something pounds. Like, he can fly. The cornerback thing is interesting because the Niners have gotten burned. Like, Samuel Womack was just doing nothing on their bench. They finally give up, and he goes like, "Oh, actually, no, he's a good player." And I feel like there's other examples of that. I mean, Darrell Luter Jr. could be the next one. The Niners haven't really given him a shot. Seems like he was handpicked by Steve Wilks, who's gone, and now I don't know if anyone's invested in him anymore, but could he get a shot? He's like big and athletic. I'd like to see him play. You spent a 5th-round pick on him. Come on.
And they got Trey Brown, Trey Tomlinson, Siran Neal, Chase Lucas, Trey Avery. So, like, it's really no one on there. I mean,
those sound like special teamers to me.
Right.
Honestly, but I don't know.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, to me, it feels like you got Demo, Ronaldo Green, and possibly Darrell Luter. The rest of the guys, I'm not sure are top 3 corners on any team. So it's like big question mark around Darrell Luter Jr. And that may be why they want to go with a corner in this draft.
And then we haven't even touched offense. Like, wide receiver and running back are big needs.
I think I had running back actually at 4th. Yeah, I think a running back is or 3rd. I think running back's a huge need.
A huge need. Now, the Niners have shown they can get running backs late, undrafted. They've done that. But, like, wide receiver is a huge need because Ayuk, you have no idea when he's coming back, what he'll be like when he comes back. Jawan Jennings will be a free agent after this year. I mean, Ricky Pearsall's still completely unproven. He had a couple good games, but that doesn't mean anything, really. I think wide receiver is a huge need for them.
Yeah, I have wide, and honestly, what's the kid's name? Tet. If he's available at 11, would not surprise me if Kyle Shanahan went with him. He might be the best player available. If he's available at 11, he might be the best player available at 11. That would be crazy
if they took him. Here's why.
Why?
Did you see that clip of him when he was like 18, 19?
Yeah.
Saying he doesn't like watching film. Kyle's like, "Who's out? I'm done." I'm kidding. All we do is watch film around here.
Yeah. I would hope Kyle is a little bit more mature than that. He was a young kid at that time.
That's true. All you got to do is talk to him now. Although if you talk to him now, he's going to say he loves watching film.
And he's so damn talented. Like,
he's really good.
I mean, at some point, like, you got to just go with the best talent available on the board, man. Like, but the Niners do have so many gaps. But this dude looks like a game breaker now. Wide receiver is less concerning a little bit for me because of Demarcus Robinson. I actually like him, man. I think
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Are they looking for an X receiver or are they looking for a Z? Because they signed Demarcus Robinson and he's an X. He's not a starter, but he's not a guy you're going to put in motion and then like ask him to get yak off a screen or a slant. He's going to be on the ball running, comebacks and posts and outs and stuff like that, which is great. So maybe they feel like, Debo's gone. Ricky Pearsall's good and you can put him in motion and stuff, but he's not a yak guy.
Yeah.
Robinson's not a yak guy. Jennings isn't a yak guy. Ayuk isn't a yak guy. Like, where's the yak guy in this offense? It's Kittle, maybe McCaffrey, but those guys are in their they're older. What about like the young, explosive yak guy? I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Savion Williams, Jalen Knoll, someone who's really explosive and kind of a running back.
They need to get a running back for sure. They need to get a running back for sure, man. Like that one, I think I have it. Like you said, I'm not saying drafted early, but it's really important with Christian.
I'm not worried about that at all because Bobby Turner, he'll find it every time.
Well,
but like the receiver out of the backfield is such an important element of this offense, and like Garendo can do a little bit of that, but another guy, they need another guy.
They need another guy. I am curious about the guy they picked up last year, the speedster Israel Abanikanda.
They never gave him a chance, but they clearly saw something, and now he knows their system. So what's up?
So maybe we'll see him. Maybe that's the route they go. But I think clearly the biggest needs in the draft. Do we agree? It's defensive line, tackle in.
Yeah, I think it's defensive line. I mean, you saw how the Eagles just won their Super Bowl. They have a great team, but their defensive line won the Super Bowl for them. And the Niners have always aspired to have a defensive line like that. When Kyle just said a couple of weeks ago at the combine or whatever. No, the NFL annual meeting that in 2019, the Niners had one of the best D lines of all time. Whether they did or not, I don't know, but that's what they want to have. And they're so far behind. And they have an opportunity this year. And they've had some success. They drafted Nick Bosa. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners traded up for a guy, honestly, and took a DN like with the 8th or 6th pick.
Well, we know they don't really prioritize offensive line like a lot of us wish they would. But we know they prioritize the defensive line despite how it's looked recently.
Dude, if Abdul Carter drops to 5 or 6, they're going to get him. I bet that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he will.
Yeah. They might do it, man, because, when they were hired, they talked about what their priorities were, and it's first, quarterback. But after that, their number one priority is getting after the quarterback, pass rush, defensive line. They prioritized it in the past. It just really feels like that's where they're going to go at 11.